Hey comic book fans, Kevin Gibbon with you once again with another episode of Comic Book Reviews. Don't forget to check out my comic book reviews on the two websites I do reviews for. It's Comics for Sinners and Comic Crusaders. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. This week we're going to review Fantastic Four number 10 and Bubba Ho-Tep Army of Darkness number 4. Let's start with Bubba Ho-Tep. It's a fantastic opening for this issue. In the throes of a plane crash, Ash is desperately seeking Elvis. Could Elvis survive this? Is it really Elvis or Sebastian Haas, the Elvis impersonator from the movie Bubba Ho-Tep? Is Elvis or Sebastian now a deadite, a devil in disguise? A crazy ride for our protagonist that never lets up. Have you heard the news? It's good rockin' tonight. Looking at the creative team, Scott Duvall takes us on the wildest ride of this story in issue 4. You aren't going to want to miss what's in store for our heroes as Duvall cranks up the adrenaline and takes us to the promised land in true Graceland style. I love the manic pace to this tale and how chaotic and all shook up this issue is from page 1 on. One of the biggest thrill rides of the year. Great stuff includes Ash's reaction to the deadite that could be Elvis or Sebastian and the arrival of a surprise villain. Vincenzo Federici is all over the place, literally, with this issue. The pages are one frantic splash of ink and color after the other, and the panels are a frenzied display of action and violence as only the depraved minds of IDW and Dynamite can bring them to you. This issue makes Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas look like Mary Poppins. As soon as you think things will become normal, along comes another threat to our heroes. They call it rubbernecking, baby, and that's all right with me. Highlights include the splash of the deadite with a chainsaw and the final fate of our heroes. In conclusion, this story concludes as only it can. No spoilers here, but let's just say that the king of rock and roll and the holder of the Necronomicon are familiar with each other's strengths and weaknesses by now, and are a formidable team of deadite hunters. But can they finish off the greatest threat to their existence? They may or may not survive this adventure, but in the end, both Ash and E can proudly sing, "I did it my way." 3 stars, an 8.3 rating from this comic book reviewer. Now let's look at Fantastic Four number 10. The Dark Elf King Malekith is up to no good as he prepares to invade the last realm, Midgard, Earth. Along with his army of demons, he's prepared an onslaught of epic proportions. The Fantastic Four are unaware of the dangers that are creeping up on them. It's a blissful day on 4 Yancey Street, but this is only the calm before the storm. Looking at the creative team, Dan Slott is taking his time introducing the newest threat to our heroes, and we get some great moments here of how the foursome deal with teen angst, as Franklin and Valeria behave like typical rebellious teens and must be disciplined for their actions. But Uncle Benji has the solution. The family dynamic has always been one of the attractions to the Fantastic Four, something which the movies have, so far, not managed to capture in their live-action attempts to adapt Marvel's First Family. Slott makes it look so easy. Maybe they need to hire him at Disney. What's great about the teens' misbehavior is that they actually did what they did to help the adults. So they don't understand why what they did was wrong. It's a complicated situation. I really enjoyed following this part of the story because there are no easy answers here. It's a catch-22 that must be worked out and brings good character development to these pages. The action does kick in by page 14 for those wanting to get to the heart of the story and the link to Marvel's latest epic, War of the Realms. Great stuff includes Franklin's attitude as Ben dishes out his punishment and the reaction of the Yancey Street gang to Franklin's predicament. Medina and Lebranda bring out the best in our favorite foursome. You can feel the attitudes of the characters and the tension mounting as our team discovers something new in each other. Franklin's dilemma is strongest here, and he's literally throwing away part of his past, burning his memories, and we can see the sense of loss in his face. It's great characterizations as illustrated by this excellent team. Highlights include the moment where Franklin is tempted to use his powers on a group of bullies, and the arrival of the demons from the Fire Realm. In conclusion, this issue captures some of the best of what makes this title fantastic. The family issues, which are always bubbling under the surface and threatening to tear our team apart. The way each member of the team deals with problems facing them daily. The pacing is good as we don't rush through these moments that Franklin is struggling with. His family's reactions to his action and the build-up to the ultimate invasion which takes our heroes off guard. This puts them in a predicament where they must set aside their differences for the greater good of the neighborhood and the world. 3.5 stars, 8.7 rating from this comic book reviewer. And that's all the time we have for comic book reviews. Join me next time as I review 2 more comic books right here on the Comic Book Review Show. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. I review comics for Comic Crusaders. I also have my own franchises, Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. And that was our look at comic book reviews for this week. Until next time, this is Kevin Gibbons saying so long and keep reading those comics.